everyone, it is October, which means it is time for an update on all of my 2024 quilting habits and life and all of that stuff. Before we get started, I'm Chris O'Neill from Sew the Distance. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're new to this concept, in 2024, the beginning in January, I picked 5 quilting habits I wanted to accomplish this year. And each month or so, sometimes I miss a month, I give you an update on how I'm doing. I also rate myself from 1 to 5 on how I'm doing. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But this month, things are looking really good. So let's dive in and see where we're at. My first habit is keeping my cutting table clear. And yay, I did great. So great this month. Almost said year, but this month on it. I even had a time when I was sorting through some fabric, and instead of leaving it in a pile, I actually cleaned it up and put it away. So I had the clear cutting table. So I'm thinking this is becoming a habit. I hope it is. It's so much better when it's clear. Moving forward through the holidays, it's always tricky because the holidays, as you know, things get dumped into places, and my cutting table seems to be the place that it gets dumped into. I'm hoping I will stay nice and steady through the year, and it'll be an established habit from here on out. My second habit, I'm so excited to share this one. This is finishing projects, and I've done so good at this. I'll start with the less exciting stuff, although it's still exciting. I did manage to put my Forever quilt, which I have a video on this, together. So I have it in one giant piece. I figured this way, if something happens to me or something, it's less likely to end up in a recycling bin or donated. If it's all in one piece, it's now actually a quilt or a unit, which is always good. That's fantastic. So I'm just gonna keep going with that and keep adding to it. Like I said, it's my forever project. I'm gonna work on it forever. The next one is my camping quilt. I got that bound after getting it back from the Long Armor, which it looks great. And the Long Armor quilted campers in it, it's so cute and so wonderful. And I have a tutorial on this too. And then finally, well, not finally, because I have something else to show. I am finishing this up, which I'll talk about more with the free motion quilting, because I free motion quilted this. This is the Puzzle Mystery Quilt Carnival, and I am in the process of binding it, so it's almost done. But my coolest project, get the hair out of my eyes here, the coolest project I made was a hoodie. Now before I show it to you, I need you to promise you're not going to get all bent out of shape, because this was made from a quilt, but it wasn't from an antique quilt. It was from a store-bought quilt, and I can prove it. Here is the tag that was on it. I bought this quilt at a yard sale for $2. It was in rough shape. There were a lot of holes. It wasn't something that could have been saved easily. And I thought it was the perfect thing that I could make a hooded sweatshirt with. So I have it right here. Look at it. Isn't it cute? I love it. I love the way it turned out. I haven't done clothing in a very long time, and I found this online, this pattern. I was following, I think it's Sully's Upcycled on Instagram. I'll definitely put it here on the screen if that's what it is. And I love this. I love how it turned out. So I'm giving myself a 4 out of 5. And the reason I'm doing a 4 out of 5 is because there are some things that I let slide, like my wonky quilt and my pumpkin quilt. I didn't even touch those really. So yeah, you know, I did do really well with some new projects, but I probably should have finished some of the other ones too. This one though, it was so much fun. And I got to use my serger, which was also fun. Easy to do. It's not perfect, but it keeps me cozy at night, and that's what matters, right? I can't wait to make more. I'm not gonna make them out of antique quilts. Don't get upset. I'm not. It will be things like this or tablecloths or stuff like that that I find, because I love these. Now, I get contacted a lot from sponsors, a lot, probably 20 or so a day. And I'm not telling you that to brag or anything like that. It's nothing like that. I think I'm just on some crazy list. And I do look at them, read about them a little bit, especially if something piques my interest. And this month, something did. This is Try Treats. Now what this is I'll read it from the back, it's hand-picked snacks from different countries, and it's a subscription box. So you get, I think there's 3 different plans, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. I am so curious. So what you might not know about me is that I am a former English as a second language teacher. So I'm really into different cultures, and to try treats from different cultures, come on, how cool is that? Oh, look at this. This is snacks. Oh, wow. from South Korea. Look at that. Oh my goodness. All right, so you get this cool postcard with some information about South Korea, some fun facts and some information about South Korea. How cool. And then inside the box is everything that you get. And then, oh, look at this. On the back, there's a chart that you get to rate what it is. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. So let's see. So this is chocolate biscuits. What are these? Looks like a cookie because it's got a cookie on the back. Do you see that? Oh, cream cake. Yum. Something else. It might be another cookie. There's yogurt jelly. I'm not sure about that. Here's some other cookies. I'm not sure what this is either. And then turtle chips. Well, they look interesting. And what else? Oh, it's full. It's full. Look at these. Cocoa pies. I can't wait to try these. I thought this would be something that would be a lot of fun. And you know what? As quilters, we like to snack, right? And this is just a way of expanding our world and seeing what's out there. If you're interested in getting this box, I do have a code that I'll put in the first comment and in the description. I'd love to hear what you think. I think I'm gonna get it for my son. You know, Mitchell, he would love this. I think I might get it for him for Christmas. Hopefully he's not watching. There's a 15% discount if you use my code. And full disclosure, I get a little bit of a commission on that too. So you can get 15% off. I believe it's your first box. All the details will be in the description below. And of course, first comment. Moving on to 3, which is all about my sewing room and having a healthy environment for quilting. And it's funny I say that because I dug into these and they're just delicious and I can't stop eating them. But I do have some big changes in my sewing room. My husband finished one of the shelves. I am gonna get more. We wanted to start with a prototype. They're really tall and really wonderful, and I actually even filled one. So he ordered the lumber to do 4 more exactly like it. That should be here next week. I have the perfect spot for it and just can't wait to fill them up and to get some of this mixed matched. Is it mismatched or mixed matched furniture out of here and kind of get a cohesive look in my sewing room and also get things put away into places that are gonna make sense. I've also been walking. I have been really trying to enjoy nature and take those movement breaks. So I'm giving myself a 5 out of 5 in this category. There is room for improvement, especially after eating some of these thingies. But overall, I have done great. I'm really proud of myself for staying on track with that. Next up is goal number 4, which is free motion quilting. And I got so much advice and I have a lot to say about this. Some people said to start with a big project. Some people say to start with a small project. Some people say to use a very busy print, to use panels, to use all kinds of stuff. I've listened to all the advice. I've taken a lot of it. I've tried it. And I'm here to say, you gotta do what's right for you. And the reason I say that is because of this quilt. I learned so much on this quilt. It's not completely bound yet, but I did learn a lot. And I started free motion quilting it and realized pretty quickly that I was going way too dense. And actually it wasn't really quickly because I quilted about, I don't know, a quarter of it by the time I realized. And if I wanted to maintain that, it was going to have to be dense throughout. And I had all these rules for myself. So I ended up sectioning it off with tape because that was the other thing. It's too busy. I couldn't even see where I quilted, which is good and bad, but if I'm learning to quilt, I couldn't see it. So I don't know where I'm going from here on that aspect. Anyway, I sectioned it off. I did some straight line quilting, which I love to do. And then I went in and machine quilted, free motion machine quilted in those areas. It's not great. It's gonna be a perfect example of me starting out. And honestly, I didn't love it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy walking foot quilting, which I am loving right now and doing a whole lot of it. For the next couple months, I'm not gonna stress myself out about this. I'm not even sure that this is a goal for me anymore. I mean, it's one of those things, been there, done that, got the t-shirt type thing. Although I didn't get the t-shirt, I got the quilt. We'll see. I have to think about this one. Oh, and then a score. I didn't give myself a score. So score on this, you know, I'm very proud of myself for being self-reflective about this and really figuring out what I didn't like about it. Because I didn't keep going and push through like I normally do. Maybe I will. Maybe I'm just in a mood. I am gonna give myself a 3 out of 5. I probably should revisit this at some point. Right now I have such a bad feeling about it and I have absolutely no desire to do it, but maybe at some point I will. And then finally, the last goal is engaging with the quilting community. And I went to the AQS Quilt Show on a bus trip. I organized it with another person from my guild, so I was really engaged in the community. In the quilting community for a couple months now, working on that. We had such a great time. Cherry Wood Fabrics Challenge were monarch butterflies this year. They were stunning. There were quilts from Ukraine. There were quilts from all over the world. It was so inspiring and fun. And of course, they're shopping. It was a wonderful month. I can't wait to see what October brings. We're coming into the holiday season. All that wonderful stuff that comes along with that. And I have so much planned. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take some time to sew, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.